Now we gotta talk about PS5 Pro because I've just gotten it to my house. I can't show you it because it's down here, but I can show you the box. Just for proof measurement that I actually have one. So here's the box for the PS5 Pro. Let's put that to the side. What we gotta talk about today is this console good or is it super bad? You can probably tell by my smile that I'm happy, so we don't have to lie here. Okay, so this is Plants vs Zombies running in game optimizer, no upscaling from the TV, it's just raw information from the PlayStation 5 Pro. And this game is locked to 1080p 60 FPS. That's it. Now, guys, oh my god, this is so fucking cool. If you go into the screen and video setting, there is a new setting on the PS5 Pro that is called Enhanced Image Quality for PS4 games. Now, as soon as the game is native 1080p locked, and it's not using any hyper-aggressive TAA, anti-aliasing, and it's not crazy with chromatic aberration like Bloodborne, you will gain an image that smooths out almost all pixels, removes most of the shimmering from grass, and the image just goes from looking like 1080p, pixelated and actually pretty blurry, at least on a very big 4K TV, and now it looks super clean, like it cleans up the entire image. It looks like 4K, guys, at least from 2 meters or more away. If you sit this close, even this close, this looks really good. I can definitely sit this close to my 77-inch. It's just like some content will still be too blurry, it will be upscaled, and the PSSR won't be able to upscale it, it won't even try. So what will happen is, in the future, this upscaling method will become better because it's AI, it's a training engine, and it's also going to be able to be patched in the future, in future iterations of patches. And PS5 Pro, it's completely new, it hasn't been out for 4 years now, as the PS5 standard edition has been. So PS5 Pro has 3 years of content updates to come and make it even better than what it is right now, and that makes me incredibly excited because already the baseline from launch day, this is amazing, guys. So I cannot show you how good this looks on camera because my phone won't be able to show it, and I can't go back and forth quickly enough. But I've taken 2 screenshots just to try to show you on camera. It won't be as good as in real life, because the thing is, PPI to eye perceived sharpness with the screen to my eyes in real life, it's way sharper than what it ever will be on camera. And I'm only recording at like fake 4K with my iPhone 11, and the bitrate is pretty low, so it won't be super sharp 4K. And we also have YouTube compression that will completely botch and ruin the 4K sample from my phone. So understand this. If you experience this for yourself, if you have a 4K TV, I definitely recommend the PS5 Pro. I know I'm cracked out of my mind for saying that out loud because it's so expensive. It's $1,050 USD after tax here in Sweden, so it's not even $700, which most people say is way too expensive for them, but it doesn't matter. I wanted to upgrade my PS5 because there are so many games that have TAA blur, FSR, poor upscaling, and PSSR looked very promising for me, and I was like, I'm gonna buy it, see what I like about it, and if I don't like it enough, I will return it. And I've now used it for 3 to 4 hours installing all of my games. I have a 2 terabyte SSD, M.2, the fastest you can buy on the market, plugged in, and I have the 2 terabyte built in, so we have 4 terabytes of gaming storage, and oh my god. Like, I have almost 130 games installed on my PS5 right now, which is absolutely insane. But here is the thing. How good is this sharpness? Because we're only talking about PS4 games now. PS5 games, when they have been patched, look incredible. Black Myth Wukong hasn't been patched yet. And people said it's not even going to gain anything from this because it needs to be patched. Quality mode on that game is unlocked frame rate. I think it's unlocked up until 60 FPS, but it doesn't even reach that to begin with. It's like average 30 to 36 FPS on PS5 standard, and on PS5 Pro it reaches 55 FPS on average on most chapters in the game in quality mode. Guys, this console saved Black Myth Wukong without a patch. Like, that's how insane this console is. And I've tried other games using the frame rate counter on the TV. And I gotta say, guys, all 120 FPS games are now locked 120 FPS. Rainbow Six Siege now goes like before PS5 with the FPS counter on. It was 140 FPS average with the quality setting on. So resolution mode. It now is 178 FPS unlocked. And that is insane. It's almost 200 FPS, 4K on a PS5 Pro. On such an old game, yes, so it's not that crazy, but still, like, that is insane. So I want to show you guys the fidelity as good as I can from a camera perspective, to try to show you like how insane is this. I have to zoom in. It's just to compensate for the poor quality from the camera and like 10 billion other factors. So let's see here how good we can show this off, because it's not going to be easy to show on camera. Like, it's not. Okay, so this is the PSSR Resolve, right? And this is the original. So it's gonna be still like this. Even this looks sharp to me, but still blurry. This looks incredibly sharp. I think the only thing you're gonna be able to see on camera, and I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, you're only gonna see that it looks slightly more cartoonified with the upscaling, and that pixels have been smoothed out in a kind of poor way. But let me tell you, sitting a meter or more away from the TV, the differences are very apparent, and how the elements look way sharper. Like, there is, I don't know if you can see this. Let's see if I can. I'm gonna try my best to show it off, because I really want to sell this console for you guys here. Okay, so look at the next text here, because it's not gonna be able to upscale this. It's way too low resolution. You can see on the next text how much sharper it becomes. Like, it's way sharper. I have no idea how it looks on camera. From what I can see, it looks fine. But it's gonna be hard to show off. This is PSSR, and this is the original. PSSR. This is the original. It's hard to say out loud how big the difference is, because it's only a scaled image. But I can see with PSSR on, the grass is super sharp. The tree over here, the flame texture, the small details on this fence, they all go away with their sharpness in the original mode, and it also looks more pixelated. Like, there is a huge resolve when using the upscaling method. I think this really shows it off. I'm gonna put down the camera now, and I want you guys to look at this sharp edge here. So now you can see it's very pixelated, right? Very pixelated. And here it's super cleaned up. You can even see some edge detail popping in there that wasn't there before. Oh, yes. So right there, you can't see the edge detail. And now it's there. Has he moved his like leaves? Yeah, he moved his leaves. That's why you can't see it maybe. But you get the idea, right? It's way sharper. You can see on the ground. I change back, and it's blurrier and it's more pixelated. Less pixels and way more detail on the ground. So how does this work? I'm gonna put down the camera to hopefully the same place where I had it before. Let's do right there, I guess. It's not really where I had it before, but I have no idea of knowing where it was. So how much better is this from like a real scenario when playing games? Because yes, FPS in all games is now locked 60 FPS. Elden Ring runs at 50 to 49 FPS. No, sorry. Wait. 60 to 53 FPS or something like that. So it never goes below the VRR, what is it called? The VRR container. It doesn't turn off VRR because it doesn't go below 48 FPS in the quality mode, which is native 4K, guys. So we can now play Elden Ring with native 4K, always above 50 FPS with VRR support. That feels and looks so much better in motion and with the controller, and I gotta say, something has been done with input lag. I'm not sure, but I do believe the pooling rate of the controller is now 1000 instead of 750. Daniel CH, please, if you have a PS5 Pro, do a test on this because I know that's your thing and you have a very awesome community on YouTube. And I would love to see input lag measurements on the PS5 Pro because it feels smoother and more responsive, not just because of the frame rate, of how the input from the controller itself comes out. And when I tell you that I was excited to buy this PS5 Pro this morning, I sold my PS5 Standard Edition yesterday to my brother's friend for $300. That's what they cost now in the aftermarket here in Sweden. So that's what I could get for it, right? And I'm like, I'm not gonna use it if I have a Pro. So I'm going out on a whim. It might be sold out this morning, you know? I'm going there and nobody's there. It's just me and my brother. It's too completely empty. I didn't go to the most like crazy store in Sweden when I bought it. I went to Net, which is a smaller brand. And of course, they have a lot of PS5 Pros. And I went in the minute they opened doors. And I was like the first customer that day with my brother. He was like leaving me company. So yes, the demand for this console wasn't high enough. And that meant that we could get our hands on this console like launch day. And it's gonna be buggy with some things. I haven't stepped into one bug yet, not one. But it's something has to give. It can't just be perfect all around. And I want you guys to keep that in mind. It is super new. Even though it's using older software and stuff, it has just been patched today. On launch day, the patch has worldwide come out right now, the support for PS5 Pro. And there is a huge difference in how the system works, but it looks exactly the same. So it's good to know it hasn't gotten any HDMI 48 gigabit support yet, which I will maybe. I do think it's coming, but I don't think it's coming launch day, right? We can also show some of this. This is Last of Us Part 2, a game that most people hate. I love, personally. It's performance mode PS5, and this is PS5 Pro. As I said, the only thing you're gonna notice on camera is that it's over-sharpened. And yes, it is actually a little bit over-sharpened in the game. Like, the developers did over-sharpen it. But it does look better. Like, the resolution resolve is better. The detail on her body here is way better. Like, the details... For me, for my eyes here, and I'm sitting close, remember that? They smudge out completely, they're gone. We can't see the details anymore. And I can see the water, like completely gone. Like there's a big difference in the image, but you have to be a nerd to be able to look for these differences and really see the differences point blank, right? So that you can definitely like, not just notice the differences, but like really notice them. I'm gonna delete this screenshot right now, just so I can show you. Okay, so this is PS5 Standard Edition in performance mode, and this is the PS5 Pro. And as you guys can see, the dirt on his jacket completely gone, like it's ruined in the original PS5 version. And in the new PSSR version, he looks so much dirtier because the detail is now resolved. The denoising of the upscaling is so much better here that it's laughable. And honestly, I compare the PSSR with the Fidelity mode, which runs at an unlocked frame rate without VRR support. And guys, PSSR looks better. But there is over-sharpening. So if you don't like over-sharpening, you're gonna like the Fidelity mode more. It runs at almost 60 FPS stable, the Fidelity mode now, which is amazing, man. The PS5, when that got 40 FPS support and I bought an OLED, I was super happy, but now I have 60 FPS in that mode either way, and I have an even better way of viewing games in PSSR. PSSR is incredibly powerful. Like I've tried all upscaling methods. DLSS 3.7, I've tried FSR 3.1, I haven't tried the newer ones, and I've tried XeSS. And I gotta say, PSSR looks almost as good as DLSS. It's just slightly behind. And in the future, with it getting better, it will get even closer. All we need now is ray reconstruction support from Sony. And oh my god, that's gonna do a leap in quality in ray tracing games. Like, absolutely insane. So guys, I'm not gonna talk too much on this. I'm just gonna say it as it is. PS5 Pro, as of right now, is definitely a valid upgrade from the PS5 standard if you know what to look for, if you want, and like if you're that kind of person that's gonna appreciate the bumping quality, and if you're somebody that likes to pixel peep and look for issues in game quality. If you're looking at a game and you're like, oh, this TAA looks horrible, and oh, this upscaling is shimmering. If you're that kind of a dude, you're gonna love this console now. This is a treat for me to look at, and I cannot say more than with a firm hand, this is the best purchase almost that I've done this year. This TV is the best purchase of this year, but after this TV, out of the equation, PS5 Pro definitely. Like it feels like I've bought a PlayStation 6, but the UI is exactly the same. So it feels like what Xbox community felt when they went from Xbox One X to Xbox Series X, because it was the same console but with higher performance, right? So it's that kind of bump, but because of the PSSR and PS4 upscaling being implemented, it's a game changer, definitely. Like, guys, people are gonna be mad and be very disrespectful and really dislike this console, and I get it. It doesn't have a disc drive. Personally, that doesn't matter to me. I don't have any games on disc, neither from PS4 generation or PS5. So all my games are digital either way. But when it comes to the upscaling for 8,500 supported PS4 games, which is their words, not mine, and more than 88 games that has PS5 Pro patches coming really soon, this is an insane bump in quality. And I'm actually, like, I was a little scared. Like, I'm paying $1,000, 1,050 USD after tax for this PS5, and I'm super scared that it's not going to be good enough, but I'm pleasantly surprised, guys. It looks insane. Now, if you guys have a PS5 Pro, and if you're that lucky, this is my recommendation if you use an LG OLED. Turn off super resolution, because it can ruin and add shimmering for pixels and edge detail enhancements. So turn off super resolution, and now when that has been turned off, the what is it called? The haloing around certain things will now be way lower, so you can go higher with the sharpness mitigation on the screen. So adjust game sharpness in Game Optimizer. I do 35, and I think that looks very good in these PS4 upscale games. There is one caveat to the upscaling in PS4 games. If it has too aggressive TAA, or it has too blurry of an image, like it's insanely blurry, or we have chromatic aberration. Like in Elden Ring, it's slight chromatic aberration, but I'm not playing the PS4 version either way, but so you guys understand what I'm talking about. And the Bloodborne has a lot of chromatic aberration. Because of the chromatic aberration, we only get a little bit of upscaling, and it's only rescaling the entire image full frame to 4K. So you won't see that upscaled, way better look. On some things, yes, but most of the image, it's just gonna look slightly more smooth and slightly sharper. In this case, it looks like an amazing patch that has been released by the developers. That's what I can say. It looks amazing. And my friend is hopefully coming over today after his work has ended, and I'm so excited to show him all the I can't speak, man. Shit, I'm so hyped, man. I'm so excited to show him this. He even said I might buy a PS5 Pro when it drops down in price a little bit, if I think it's compelling enough. And the only thing I gotta say is, if you have an LG OLED, you can upscale on top of this upscaling, and you can get even more upscaling and more like detail enhancements. And the TV is also gonna get better with AI upscaling. I'm busted in my nuts right now, man. That sounds insane to say on a YouTube video, but I mean it. Like, I'm coming in my pants. That's how excited I am for this technology. It's so insanely cool. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys very soon talking about more games after I found out even more cool stuff. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys subscribe so that you don't miss out on new content in the future. And also understand people are gonna be mean and talk shit about this console. Don't take it to heart. If you bought it and you like it, that's up to you, and it's amazing. I love it. I cannot say anything else. If you want an upgrade for PS5, this is it. And it's huge. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.